Usually the mornings are quiet. I live with my stepmother and stepfather. They are retired and are usually always at home. They adopted me when I was young. I took a shower and put on my bathrobe. I had a class at university today. As I was heading to my room to get ready, I ran into my stepfather. Recently, he had been examining me a lot. Actually, I kind of liked the way he looked at me. I am a 21-year-old woman, and emotionally, I am in a bit of a complicated situation. He said, "Be careful, you'll catch a cold," while touching my chest. I couldn't understand why he made such contact out of nowhere. I changed my clothes. I love dressing boldly. I enjoy people looking at me, but at the same time, I'm hesitant to talk to people. I could say I'm a bit antisocial. When my classes at school were over, it was already evening. I headed home. When I entered the house, I saw my mom and dad watching TV, so I greeted them and headed toward the bathroom to take a shower. After leaving my things in my room, I finished my shower. As I was heading to my room, I ran into my stepfather again. This time, it couldn't have been a coincidence. I think he was doing it on purpose. I put on my night clothes. My stepmother had called me for dinner, but since I was tired, I told them I was going to bed and wished them good night before heading to my room. I didn't want to sleep in my own bed. I lay in the bed in my mom and dad's room. It was more comfortable. I thought to myself that I could always move to my own bed later at night. A few hours after I fell asleep, I heard my stepfather's voice in the hallway. He was coming towards the room and called out to my stepmother. She didn't answer, and he came to his own room. He went inside and closed the door. "I can't sleep at all tonight, honey," she said. Yes, she had mistaken me for my mom. The room was dark, and I decided to stay completely silent. I wanted to see what would happen. I was lying at the end of the bed. She took her pajamas from the closet and changed her clothes. I couldn't see anything because it was dark. Then, she lifted the blanket and sat on the other side of the bed. I was trembling with excitement. When she lifted the blanket, she had to realize it was me. Maybe she pretended not to notice. She was looking at something on her phone. Then, she put down her phone. She took off her glasses and got into bed. I was trying to calm myself down, but it was very difficult. She was lying there normally. "I guess she's going to sleep like this," I said to myself. I was lying with my back turned to her. Suddenly I noticed her moving. I was about to lose myself in excitement. He reached his arm around my waist and pulled me towards him. It was a pretty strong pull. I could feel him completely behind me. After that move, he didn't do anything for a few seconds. I thought he was going to sleep, but his hand started moving. I could feel his hand constantly. He still didn't realize it was me. I felt his breath on my ear and realized what he was doing. With each kiss, he pulled me closer. I was fully aware of his presence. I had surrendered to the moment. His lips moved continuously. Just as he was about to go further, the door opened. I saw my stepmother in the hallway light. I was sad that the fun was over. My stepfather must have noticed her too. He quickly withdrew his hand. My stepmother entered the room. "Honey, are you sleeping here?" she asked. "Yes, Mom," I replied. My stepfather shifted under the blanket. "Is your father asleep?" she inquired. "I believe so," I answered. However, if she knew what had just transpired, we would be in trouble. She entered the room and changed her clothes. "Let's all sleep together," she proposed. He knew all along that it was me who was by his side. I noticed that I felt his hand again. His movements were hurried. I liked this even more. I wanted this moment to never end. I thought the night was winding down, but it turned into something more. We couldn't fit on the bed, so we cuddled close. I was so aware of him. I couldn't sleep a wink. He must have drifted off towards morning because his touch was gone. I can't wait to share what happened next.